Hi again, Greg Bell, the News Tribune here in Indianapolis at the NFL's annual scouting combine. What we learned through 2 days here on Thursday evening. First is that the Seahawks today, Pete Carroll was as positive as he's been since Earl Thomas broke his tibia on December 4th that the three-time All-Pro free safety will be in the Seahawks lineup for the 2017 season opener. He said that he's doing great, and Earl Thomas was quoted by ESPN's Ed Werder today saying he's fully committed to returning in time for the 2017 season. Carroll also said he thinks wide receiver, kick returner Tyler Lockett will be back in time for the opener as well. Lockett broke his tibia and fibula Christmas Eve against Arizona. What struck me here through 2 days so far of the combine is the Seahawks are doing something of a dance on the offensive line of they want continuity. They want to keep the young guys together that started last year for the growth and the continuity that Pete Carroll and Tom Cable want. And that's why today Pete Carroll came out and said George Fant is still our starting left tackle. They want Gary Gilliam back. He's a restricted free agent starting next week, and they're going to make a tender offer to him by March 9th that would keep him as the right tackle. But the Seahawks undeniably and for the first time publicly are admitting that they need to add to that offensive line, that they can't stand pat. Yesterday, General Manager John Schneider said here at the Combine that they need to get more experienced on the offensive line, which means adding a veteran through free agency. The one that makes most sense right now is Russell Okung. He's coming off of a season that he just 1 year, $8 million contract is what it ended up being with the Denver Broncos as a free agent from this time last year. He negotiated that deal himself. As I understand it, and as the Seahawks understand it right now, he's going to represent himself again in free agency that begins next Thursday. And he's going to come probably cheaply with a prove-it deal to prove that he can, at the age of 28 going on 29, still be a productive every week left tackle in the league. He played all 16 games for the Broncos last year, did have some concussion issues that he played through, and also huge penalty issues that cost the Broncos a lot of points on a lot of drives as Denver missed the playoffs the season after winning the Super Bowl. The Broncos last Friday decided not to pick up his contract option that would have guaranteed him $20.5 million and kicked in a 4-year, $48 million extension. So now he's a free agent that could be affordable and is certainly familiar and could be a glue guy to the Seahawks offense. Expect the Seahawks to contact Russell Okung starting next Thursday about possibly coming back to the Seahawks as their left tackle. He, of course, was the first draft pick that John Schneider and Pete Carroll made when they took over the team in 2010 in the first round in the 2010 draft. This dance, though, of offensive linemen wanting to keep the continuity and then also needing veterans and free agency to make this offensive line better has a sidebar here relates to the combine is the college offensive linemen aren't ready to play in the NFL. They're in 2-point stances. They stand up, they read cards and cartoon characters off cards from the sideline. They parry, blocking like this from a 2-point standing stance, parry pass rushers and quick passing game. They wall off defenders with their body and turning much like basketball rather than drive blocking with their hand on the ground in the quick hitting run game of spread offenses that proliferate college football right now. So none of that jives with what Tom Cable wants their Seahawks linemen to do in the NFL. But it's the market that the Seahawks have here and the rest of the NFL has here at the Combine. So they are still, I believe, going to draft college linemen. But those are from run-specific, traditional drive-blocking offenses have an advantage, and those are the ones the Seahawks are looking to most. That's why Wisconsin lineman Ryan Ramczyk, the tackle from Wisconsin, who's getting a lot of attention, that's why the Seahawks are interested in a guy like him.